Welcome, everyone, to Gentle Yoga. This is Leo Bray. This is my wife, Yanni. Hey, that's the first time saying that on video. My wife! A week ago today, there was no class because we were getting married. And today, here we are in another setting because the power was out at our house. This is the Planetarium Offices, Planetarium, where Yanni is the administrator. And there was no electricity in the house. And the planetarium is closed today, so we came here to use their juice and their Wi-Fi. So here we are in the offices to do some yoga, because why not? We will start today lying down. Oh, forgetting my preliminaries. Well, I threw myself off. New setting and a marriage announcement. Visit us online at urbanyoga.org or Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center on Facebook to check out the schedule, make contributions and tip jar. And for the YouTubers, subscribe to the YouTube channel for us, please. So yeah, we'll start today lying down. Now you might do what Yanni's doing. She's in post pose, Shavasana, which is where traditionally we end practice. But there's absolutely no reason you can't start practice like that. You can lie down in any posture that's comfortable. You might plant your feet and let your knees lean towards each other. Planting your feet when you're on your back like this takes pressure off your lower back. That might feel nice. You could go for some hip opening, bring the soles of your feet together, let your knees splay apart. If you have blocks, you could put blocks under the outsides of your legs to support the weight of your legs and make for a more passive posture. Your hands could rest on the floor. Your hands could rest on your body. Focus on your breath. Close your eyes if you like. Notice your breath slowing down and getting deeper as you settle into your starting posture. It's perfectly okay to adjust position at any time. This is not statue practice. This is yoga practice. Comfortable can be a moving target. Feeling your contact with the floor, with whatever's under you. Maybe there are props, the mat, maybe the carpet or the tile or whatever floor you're on. Taking in external stimuli, whatever is going on. We have an air conditioner gently blowing on us here. Light filtering through eyelids. Or whatever you're looking at if your eyes aren't closed, what's going on above. Taking in the sounds in your environment. The sound of my voice and whatever other sounds reach you from here. I don't know if you can hear this air conditioner, probably not. Scan your body to observe whatever other sensations are there. Taking particular note of anything that doesn't feel so good today. Soreness or any stiffness you detect, you might think of sending your breath to these places. Making mental notes of these issues can help you stay mindful of them during practice, remembering as always that you can skip or modify anything I'll be doing. Of course, it's always wonderful for many reasons to have Yanni joining us. One of those is that she freely listens to her body and is often not doing what I'm doing. Often not even doing the suggested alternative that I'm saying. But she's just doing what her body is asking for. We're all free to do the same. Sometimes I might even suggest doing something and not do it myself because I'm listening to my body. We can all find the practice that suits us best each time we gather to share practice. Each time we practice on our own. It's always an exploration. Each day is different. If you wish to set any personal intention for your practice today, you can do that now. Let that finish forming in your mind and take root in your heart. And before we begin to move out of our starting postures, let's take 3 deep cleansing breaths. Breathe in through your nose and up through your mouth with a sigh. And start to move around, just as when you come out of Shavasana, you can start with small movements. Whatever movements your body seems to want, let the movements go bigger and bigger. And presuming we all started on our backs, it'll be simple enough to all make our way to hugging the knees, rocking back and forth, or rolling in circles. Some simple full body stretches next. Inhale, extend your arms and legs all the way out. Exhale, curl up in a ball again. And just follow the pace of your breath. We don't all have to breathe at the same rate, of course. And of course, it's okay if you do. And today we're going to focus on our lower backs, not exclusively, of course, but an area of focus to keep coming back to. Maybe even just talking more about it as we do familiar postures and movements. So first, let's do a twist. We'll do one leg at a time here. So extend your right leg down along the mat and hold your left knee in your right hand. Now, the closer your knee comes in towards your torso, the deeper the twist feels. So you get to regulate how that's going to feel. Reach your left arm to the side with your palm up. Feel your shoulders on the ground. Keeping your shoulders grounded, draw your knee to the right, turn your head to the left. And don't force anything, just see how far the leg wants to go. It's okay to probe against resistance and see about going a little further, but never forcing anything. Try to let the breath open things from the inside out. Usually on the exhales, you might feel the twist deepen a little. Try to let the breath do it more than the arm. Bring it all back to center, and let's switch. Draw your right knee in, hold it with your left hand, extend your left leg down along the mat, and your right arm to the side. Draw your knee to the left and turn your head to the right. Bring everything back through center. And we're going to start to sit up. Now, often when we start out on our back, we sit up by holding the knees and rocking front to back to roll the spine along the floor. But if your back is acting up, that might not feel good. So instead, you might extend your arms overhead, tip onto one side, pause in a fetal position. When you're ready, plant your hand. Like the other one, use your arms to lift up. Get comfortable. Any seated or kneeling shape that works for you. Bring your arms to hang loose at your sides, let your shoulders disengage. Raise your right shoulder towards your ear, slide it back and let it down. And then your left shoulder up, back, and down. Let your chin go down towards your chest. Gently and slowly move your head in circles, rolling your ear towards your shoulder, looking up towards your ceiling. Really take your time. If you encounter a tight spot, feel free to explore there. Rock back and forth at the tight spots. Maybe untie a knot or two. Maybe you don't have any knots, maybe. We hope you don't have more than two. Usually if I have them, I have one. Either one side or the other acts up. I think that's just me. I think that's pretty common. Might depend on how you slept or how long you've been up or what you did today before practice. Let's change direction. And when you finish your next circle, look forward. Bring your hands to rest in front of you. Let's take a forward fold, just loose and easy. Walk your hands out as far as you like. Let your neck release so your head hangs. Because sending your breath into your back wherever the most sensation is. Walk your hands over to the left. Walk your hands through center and over to the right. Walk your hands back to center. Then back in. Lift your torso. Bring your arms out to the sides, just resting your fingertips on the floor. Nice long spine. Inhale, raise your right arm up alongside your ear. As you exhale, reach to the left. Try to keep both cheeks anchored. Feel for length from your hip up through your fingertips. Let your head be wherever your neck feels okay. Feels comfortable. Inhale to come upright. As you exhale, bring your right hand to the floor behind you. Bring your left hand to your right leg. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, see about twisting some more. So be gentle, especially with the lower back It's feeling tender today. Maybe you keep going a little deeper with each breath, or maybe you just breathe where you are. You don't have to keep going deeper. Find how much is enough. Enough is a very different thing than as far as you can. Maybe sometimes as far as you can is the same as enough, but often enough is way less than that. Let yourself unwind, arms out to the sides again. Inhale, lift your left arm up. Exhale, reach to the right. Inhale, come up. As you exhale, come into the other seated twist. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, twist some more. How much feels like enough in this direction? Let yourself unwind. Take your time to come up onto your hands and knees. Add extra padding under your knees if you like. Reach back with your left foot, press against the ball of your foot. On the next inhale, reach your right arm out to the side. If you want, on the next inhale, pick your left foot up and reach straight back in the air. And if you want, bend your knee, reach back, see about grabbing your foot, ankle, or pant leg, kicking into your hand, lifting your knee and your chin. Release, lower down. Inhale, bring your heart forward, let your head and tail go up. Exhale, bring your heart up, let your head and tail come down. Take a few more breaths with that cow pose, cat pose at your own pace. After your next exhale, come back to the table. Reach back and press into the ball of your right foot. With the next inhale, reach your left arm to the side. If you want, on the next inhale, pick your right foot up, reach straight back. If you like, bend your knee, reach back, see about that bind. Opening your shoulders, stretching the quads, opening the midline. Release, lower down, take your cows and cats again. And after your next exhale, step your left foot up between your hands. It's okay to take more than one step, or use your arms to help your leg, or use blocks under your hands. Bring your hands to your knee, lift your torso. If you feel wobbly, maybe widen the stance, take out more of the width of your mat so you feel less wobbly. Also, you can check the alignment of this back leg, see that the foot's in line behind the knee. Front knee above the ankle or behind, but not further than that to start, not further forward than that. Reach your right arm up. If you like, reach your left arm up or keep that one on your knee. You could keep both on your knee if you like. Exhale, sink forward, draw your arms down. Inhale, glide back, reach your arms up. So do what you like. Maybe both arms move, maybe one, maybe neither. You could just keep both hands on your knee and focus on rocking in the hips. So when the lower back's acting up, this might feel more supported here. So let your arms steady you like that. Or even less engagement. That. And then from the top of this movement, let's twist. Reach the right hand back. You could reach your left hand forward or have it on your knee to stabilize. Come through center, hands by your heart. And then twist to the left. Left hand back, right hand forward, or to the knee. Come through center. Bring your hands down. Let's switch legs. So slide the left foot back, bring the knee down, bring the right foot forward. You take your time to lift your torso. Find steadiness here. When you're steady, raise one or both arms if you like. Exhale, sink forward. Inhale, glide back. You don't have to do the same thing you did on the other side, of course. And let's twist to the left. You come through center and twist to the right. Come through center. Bring your hands down. And then let's step the left foot up to the right. Hang out in forward fold. Bend your knees a little or a lot. Lengthening one leg at a time as you sway back and forth. Whatever movement feels good. Let your neck disengage. So speaking of lower back care, the more you can use your legs, the better your back will feel. The better care you can take care of your back. Your leg muscles are way stronger than your back. So even on a day that your back feels fine, it's good to remember that. Let your legs do more work because they're capable of doing more. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale down, letting the legs do most of the work. Inhale, roll to stand, hands overhead, palms together. Exhale, hands. Inhale, reach out toward the walls. Exhale, reach for your shoulder blades and hug yourself. Or if you like, you can take eagle arms. And if you take eagle, then reach your elbows and hands forward and up. Inhale, spread your wings. As you exhale, cross the opposite way. Inhale, spread your wings. Exhale, let your arms down. Inhale, out and up. Interlace your fingers. Turn your palms up and reach your palms up. Look up at your hands and lift up your heart. Depending on how your back feels, maybe your hips drift forward, but only if your back wants that. So maybe you tip back only a little, maybe it's more. Keep your feet anchored, don't tip over. Inhale to come up. Exhale to bend to the right. Inhale to come up. Exhale, bend to the left. Inhale to come up. Exhale, let your arms come down. Inhale out and up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Let's explore here a little extra stretching the lower back. Lift the front of your right foot. Bend your knees a lot. Lift the front of your right foot and palm up, slide your hands under your foot. So you might go as far as tips of the toes in the wrist crease, but you don't have to go that far. Once you get that hand under your foot, lift the other foot, do the same thing here. But standing on both your hands, this thing is called gorilla pose. And then just gently start to lengthen your legs. Let your neck stay disengaged, and only lengthen your legs as far as it feels okay in your lower back. Or wherever else the sensation is registering here. This is a lot of stretching in the hamstrings, shoulders, lots of places. It's a lot of pressure on your hands. Regulate that yourself. If it feels okay, you might do a little swaying here, like we did in the forward fold. Maybe that feels good to you, maybe it does not. Bend your knees a whole bunch, let your belly really rest on your thighs. Lift each foot and free up each hand. And if your hands feel a little numb, shake them out. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, come down. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, down. Step back to plank. Let your knees down if you like to do a shorter plank. Exhale, slowly lower all the way down. Press into your hands, inhale, lift your head and chest. So listen to your lower back and only go as high as your lower back wants to go. So maybe it's here, low cobra. Your heart opener can be anywhere in this range from a low cobra to a higher cobra to an upward dog if and when you want that. Exhale, rock back and slowly up to down dog, maybe pass through table. No gradual transition, pedal your feet up and down. If down dog is too much, maybe you just take child's pose. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, down. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, down. Step back to plank. When you're ready, exhale, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale to draw your heart forward. Exhale to rock back and up. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. And we'll play with some balancing. You're welcome to step over by the wall or a piece of furniture to steady yourself, or a column. There's a column there. Post that column. This can be important, I mean, any day, but when your lower back is acting up, maybe you need a little more support than usual, and that's okay. Each day is different, right? So you can keep your hand on your support the whole time, or just come to it as needed. Hand by your heart, shift your weight from one leg to the other. So you can just keep one hand on the desk or the wall or the whole time, if you like. When you're ready, bring the weight to your right leg. Turn your left toes out. Bring your heel up onto your ankle. Toes on the ground, or sole of the foot on the calf, or sole of the foot on the thigh. I'm bypassing the lower options because there's a fresh tattoo on that leg, and I want to put my foot on it. Usually I'd show you all three of those positions, but taking care of the new artwork. Take whatever arm expression you want, and that includes keeping your hand on your support as needed, as much or as little as needed. Keep breathing. If your hands are elsewhere, bring them to your heart, and maybe it's just one. And bring your knee forward, and let your foot down, and shake things out. Shake as much as you want. Drink as much as you want. When you're ready, hands back to your heart, or maybe it's just one. Shift side to side. When you're ready, shift the weight into your left leg. Take your time, turn your right toes out. Bring your heel up to whatever height works for you. Wherever the heel is, wherever the foot is, the knee tracks out to the side. Should be pretty much about the same degree, regardless of foot position. So, see, I thought I put my foot on my thigh and it didn't want to stay there, so down to the calf. Any arm expression at all. What does your body feel like doing? The tree got a little twisty. Trying not to touch the wall as I came into the arm bind. You can always find our own degree of support, and I should say, not what, and our own degree of challenge. And of course, it's okay to come out before I do, just like it's okay to start over anytime. Come out when you're ready, slowly as you can, gradually as you can. Shake things out. Now let's do a little more heart opening, but we'll do it in a supportive way for the back. I think we did this somewhat recently. Anyway, doesn't matter. Standing supported camel. So camel is a rather intense pose you do kneeling on the ground, and it's sometimes not very accessible. So the way to do the standing one, we're gonna have our hands on our lower back. So you could just have your hands like this. If you want to explore some stretching in the hands and the arms, you can try pressing your hands to the same spot with the fingers pointing up. Now this can be a lot of force in your hands, your wrists, your forearms, so maybe it doesn't feel good. If it doesn't feel good, just have your hands like this. Inhale, look up, lift your heart. Exhale, relax, back against your hands. Inhale, lift up, look up. Exhale, relax back. And just see where your body wants to take it. Maybe you don't go very far back. And just finding how much feels like enough. Next inhale, slowly bring yourself more or less upright. Exhaling, release your hands. If your fingers pointed up and your hands went numb, shake them out. Come down and have a seat. Take your time having a seat. Do it. Get there however you want. This is important when the back's acting up. There's no rush. There's no one right way to sit down. Extend your legs forward and flex your feet back. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. And exhale to fold forward. Allow your knees to bend as much as needed. When you inhale, think of coming forward some more. When you exhale, think of lowering down some more. Yes, you might employ a strap in your fold, if you have one. Inhaling, slowly sit up. You can walk your hands up the front of your legs or walk your hands along the floor. Use your arms to help you sit up. Let your arms help your legs. Bring the soles of your feet together so your knees are pointing out and there's a big space here between your heels and your pelvis. If there's room to do so, you can reach under your ankles and grab the mat. If that doesn't work, just reach over your ankles and grab the mat. Walk your hands forward along the mat. Let your neck disengage. Breathe into sensation wherever it's arising. Slowly walk your hands back, press yourself upright. Let's keep the feet together now. Bring them in closer. Interlace your fingers, hold your toes in between your hands. Wriggle on your seat to bring the bones in your seat closer to the floor. Tilt your pelvis forward, over your hips. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, hinge forward at your hips with your spine long. See how far the long spine will go. Wherever it stops, let your head lower, let your neck release. Breathe into your hips. We heard a little electronic noise a moment ago. Our friends that were having technical difficulties have just left. They don't know if they meant to or not. So there's another little electronic sound effect. I'm going to be getting up and letting them in from the waiting room. As they rejoin, we'll see what happens there. Just in case anyone is looking at their computer and saying, is that my noise? Did I forget to turn something on? And now slowly sit up. Bring your hands to your knees and lift your knees towards each other. Bring your hands to the floor back here, maybe a little wider than the mat. Leaning into your palms for support. Wiggle your feet out by the edges of your mat. Let your knees go over to the left, turn your head to the right. Come through center, knees right, head left. And just do it a couple more times to each side. Your knees don't have to touch the floor. Just let them go as far as they feel like going. And bring your feet in closer, about hip width apart. That's about this. Your fists next to each other between the tops of your feet. That's about the same distance between your hip sockets. Come down onto your back. Bring your heels in close to your butt. Cross your right ankle above your left knee. Bring your hands to your left thigh. Now you might press into the ball of your foot and lift your heel. You might lift the ball of your foot, use your arms, draw your knee towards you. And the knee doesn't have to move much, it probably won't. This is about your hips. Bring your right hand to the inside of your right knee, nudge your right knee out away from you as you continue to draw your left knee towards you. Let your arms relax and let your left foot down if any part of it is raised. Reach your arms out to the sides, palms up. Now often we'll take a supine twist with both knees drawn towards the chest or with the knees crossed. Those are deeper twists, especially for lower back consideration. This is an energizing twist and tends to not feel as deep, as intense. Let your legs fall to the left and turn your head to the right. If you wanted a more intense one, you could draw your legs towards your torso and then twist. Take your time to bring everything back through center. And cross your legs the other way. Bring your hands to your right thigh. Start to draw the knee in. Maybe you lift your heel, maybe you lift your whole foot. Breathe into your hips. Move your left hand to the inside of your left knee. Nudge your left knee out as you draw your right knee in. Let your arms and legs relax. Let your right foot down if it's raised. Extend your arms out to the sides again, palms up. Keeping your shoulders grounded, let your legs fall to the right and turn your head to the left. Come back up through center. Uncross your legs. Draw your knees towards your chest, hug your knees. Rock and roll on your back, massaging them against the ground. Yes, and this often feels nice in your lower back too. Yanni was just doing this with one hand on each knee. You nudge your knees around in circles in opposite directions. You decide how big the circles are. Maybe you change direction. It's a nice little massaging aspect to it for your lower back. Reach your feet up towards the ceiling. You can reach your hands up and hold your legs or your feet. Play with bending and straightening your limbs and rocking back and forth in happy baby pose. Maybe you invert in some other way. If you enjoyed the gorilla pose stretch that we did earlier, you can be a gorilla on its back by reaching your hands under the sole, well, on top of the soles of your feet. It's not under. Hands and feet in the same relative positions, and play with extending the legs. Maybe that feels good in your back, maybe it doesn't. It's quite a stretch in the glutes. That's why I'm feeling it this time. Didn't feel it so much there when I was doing the standing version. You can invert it any way you like. You can add in other movements or postures. Help you feel complete in your practice. I'm massaging my feet because I'm noticing tension in my arches. So I'm a gorilla massaging its feet. And he's over here exploring some neck traction using the strap around her feet and her head. It's wonderful when you learn to listen to your body, give it what it wants. So whenever you feel complete in your inversion and any other final explorations, take your time, make your way to a resting pose. Maybe it's the one you started in, maybe it's a different one. Get comfortable, whatever that looks like for you. You might simply come back to focusing on your breath. Focusing on something else of your choice. Or allowing yourself to just let that go. Just be here and breathe on your mat. Begin to find some deeper breaths. Invite small movements back to your body. Letting your movements grow bigger and bigger. Just taking your time, any movements you want. When you're ready for some bigger movements, nice and gently sit yourself up. Bring your hands up by your heart. Thank you for sharing your practice today. The light within you sees and honors that same light within you. Stay. Wonderful day. See you next time.